Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is NCK2310. For the returning subscribers, welcome back and thank you so much for always giving me your time. I do appreciate. For those that are new, feel at home as well. Welcome. What I do here, I do scrutinize and analyze songs. Yes, and I dwell mostly with Kikuyu songs. Kikuyu is one of the many languages in Kenya, and I am a Kikuyu from Kenya. So I dwell with gospel songs. I dwell with political songs. I also dwell with Mogithi songs. Yes, that's what I do here. And today I've prepared a love song, so it's in the Mogithi category. So today we're gonna scrutinize and analyze a love song, okay? And as usual, when you're listening to me, if you'll find out, for those people who sometimes who understand Kikuyu, who know this song, you can always write there. Then I'll see if you're right or wrong at the end of me scrutinizing and analyzing this song. We'll see who is correct, who is right, who knows the writer. I always like to tell who've written the song. Yes. So without wasting any time, let me dive in and we see what I've prepared for you. The song says, there are so many lovers in this world, but only one belongs to one. So the first sentence is talking about that there could be a lot of people, lovers, but it's good to know that for a man or for a woman, you will love one at a time. What does that mean? I know some people will ask, what about those men, like for example in Africa, in my country, Kenya, who are allowed to have more than one wife? Yes, they could have more than one wife, but believe you me, that man loves one more than the other one, even if it's a few centimeters or a few percentage more. The love is more on one than the other one because the heart, is able to love one at a go, one at a time. So as the song says, that there are so many lovers out there or in the world, but only one belongs to one, or one loves one at a go. So one man, one woman, one love. That's what we say, right? The song continues to say, I have gone around, but have never found one like you. So this is a man trying to approach a woman. He's already telling sweet words, as we know that most of the times the men, when they're approaching a woman, they know how to tell sweet words. And could be women too, we women as well. When you're approaching a man, that you also tell sweet words, nice words, loving words. Like this man is telling the lady, I've gone around and I've never found one like you. These words, for those of us that are mature and grown-ups, we've heard these words before. I'm sure you, when you're listening to me, you've had one time in your life where somebody have told you, I've been with many, but not like you. You are the best, the praising, it's so huge. And some men or some women know how to do it so well. The man is continuing to tell the lady, you make my heart to relax just like that of a child. So this man is already telling the lady, maybe they've met a few times and maybe he's promising to stay with her for a lifetime or something. And he's telling her, I see Real TBT. Thank you, Real TBT, for coming. Welcome. And the man is telling the lady that you make my heart to relax just like that of a child. What sweet words. What better words do we want to hear? Especially for us women. I can talk on behalf of women because I'm a woman. As women, we love sweet words. We love to be told lovely words. Every woman wants that. We always say that we women, we are soft-hearted. We want to hear sweet words, sweet things. We want to be praised. We want to feel that we are appreciated. I don't know about the men because I'm not a man. I believe them as well. But for women, We want to be told these sweet words, and the men know that. So when a man is approaching a woman, you will hear all sort of sweet, loving words coming from him. It's often like that. That I wouldn't say it's sugarcoating, but they really know how to tell sweet, loving words, especially at the beginning. The song continues to say, this is a man trying his luck. He's trying to tell the lady, if it were not for you, I could never have experienced this beautiful moment. Maybe they were already boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, the first times of dating. Yeah, we all know that. We all, us that are mature, we went through that. You know, the first times of dating. Like for myself, for example, I do remember when I dated my first boyfriend. It was then back in Germany, because when I left my country, Kenya, I was still a virgin girl. So when I came to Germany and later on met my first boyfriend, who was a German man, he was telling me all sort of sweet, loving words, nice words, you know. And of course, I fell into it because, hey, who don't want to be loved? Who don't want to be told sweet words? We all want that, you know. And I'm sure that a lot of women like me, we fell into that trap. I won't call it a trap, but often those sweet words are at the beginning, you know, that you become boyfriend and girlfriend, and you're being praised, you're being told how sweet you are, you're being told you are everything in this world. The man is telling you how wonderful you are. The man is telling you that he wants you for the rest of his life. You know, all these sweet, lovely words. I went through that as well. Those years when I was a young girl, 19 years or something like that, you know, and it was nice. Little did I know, like for myself, that it was just for things will change later on. You too, if things changed for you, you can tell us, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's many of us that went through that. But this man is doing his level best. He's even telling her that if it was not for her, he could not have experienced the beautiful moments. So it means they were already boyfriend and girlfriend, like most of us have ever been. So that was the man. He's already trying to give this woman beautiful words so that she can agree, maybe either to marry him or to be engaged or all sort of. It seems like the man wants more than just being friends. Okay, the lady is now replying. The lady is saying, how can I believe you? Because I've been lied to by very many men. Very many have lied to me before. So this is something for especially our youths around the world, that you have to learn. That when you're told all these sweet things, don't go directly accepting. Don't go directly believing in. You know, some even go to an extent of, because you're being told how beautiful you are, how nice you are, and everything. You already go to bed with that man, you know? And because you've been told so sweet words, nice words, maybe you even don't protect yourself, and there you are, you get pregnant. You know, it's somebody, yes, but he has told you so many sweet words, and you fall into it. And there you are. For example, the teenagers, the young, I can say the young people, like, because like for me, when I got pregnant, I was there 21 and something, because I got my daughter when I was 22 years. So it means I got pregnant when I was 21, around the middle of 21 or something like that, or at the end of 21 years. That's when and I think for a lady, it's quite early. I don't know. It depends with the cultures, but I think it's good to wait a little bit, because when you are from 18 years, maybe to 25 years, you haven't lived a life, you know? You have just finished your school, and there you are already becoming pregnant, and you haven't built your life yet. And there you are, somebody just come tell you sweet words, lovely words, words that he wants you to hear, and then you fall into it. And before you have arranged your life, you're already pregnant. So this is a song which actually is advising the youths. It's trying to tell the youths, hey, you're gonna hear these sweet, lovely words, but you have to be careful. Like this lady is telling the guy, how can I believe you? Because I've been lied to before by very many. So it means this lady have seen it, have gone through something before. So there you are as a youth. Be careful that when somebody meets you there and start to tell you all these sweet, lovely words, be careful. You can listen, but then directly fall into it. The song continues to say, those words you're telling me are very sweet, just like honey. You hear? This is a clever lady. She's saying, those beautiful words you're telling me, that how nice I am, that have made your life to be bright, and all these sort of sweet, lovely words. She's saying they're very sweet. Yes, they're sweet, or even more sweeter than honey. She says, it's very difficult to believe what you're telling me. This is a clever lady. So there you are, especially our youths. Here's a song for you, telling you, be careful not to be tricked. Be careful with the sweet words you're hearing. Be careful, because it could be the one telling you have just one intention. For example, someone could be interested to use you, sleep with you, and say goodbye. Somebody could be just interested, maybe what you have. Somebody could be, they could come with many different kind of reasons. So it's good that you don't buy from the first day go, or from the first moment, all the sweet words you're hearing. The song continues to say that it's very difficult to believe what you're telling me. I can't put back my finger where it was bitten before. As we say in Kikuyu, digishokia kara haria karumeiro. When I hear this verse, sometimes I laugh about it when I remember about my young age, when I was young, and like, for example, when my my first relationship didn't work well, and my daughter was very young, she was like 10 months old. That's the moment I realized, oh, wait a moment, things are not all right here. I have to move on, And those of you that follow my channel, you've seen I've told my story of those years when I was young, what happened and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, after I separate here, I'm scared, I'm afraid. Remember, that was my first man in my life. I hadn't had then any other men in my life. That was the first man and the only man I had together with, the only man I had a child with. And so when I noticed it's not working, I had to move on. And so when I separated, it's me who separated, I was scared of even thinking of dating anybody else. I do remember that some of my girlfriends used to try to tell me, but now you can date again. And I was like, oh no. For me, it was a young lady like me. Remember, then I was 23 years old, already separated. Wait a minute. Then I was not in a hurry because I was very, very scared of men. I was like, oh my God. And then remember that how I grew up, for those who don't know, I grew up in Christian family where I also believed that it's good to have just one husband as a woman. I had that mentality that it's good never to change partners. I thought it was a crime, more or less, in the eyes of God. So when I separated, I was feeling guilty, number one, that I'm now away from my marriage or from my relationship. It was a little bit like, oh my God, this is a little bit scary. This is a little bit, So I think by those years, I was not old like now. I was looking good. And I used to take care of my body. So I had a nice body. I could have gotten into another relationship those years, but I was so scared. So it was like I used to see, maybe when we sometimes go around or somewhere in Germany, in Düsseldorf then, and when I noticed a man that was approaching me, I used to move away. I used to avoid. I used to make sure that nobody has the chance to approach me. Or when I noticed that somebody maybe wants me or want to have something from me, I used to move away just because of the scare, because I used to think, oh my God, not a second one. Oh no, no. I used to be very worried. And because I used to think the same, like in this song, but hey, I was then young. I can tell you, if you're there, if your first relationship didn't work well, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Just be careful. Try it. Because later on, even myself, later on, I got another relationship, and I'm now happily married since years, but with that second, it was for me, oh no, I'm not going to have a second. So it took a while until I got a second one. I was still very, very careful, but it took years. And then there I was with the second one, and it went well for like almost 10 years. It went well with the second one now in Germany. But he was not German, he was Swedish then. And I'm just telling a little bit my story so that you can hear how these things, to be hurt, especially when you are young, they can really affect you. Because I was always very careful. I was always scared. I was, how can I say? I was trying to protect myself so much, because even with the second relationship, okay, with that ex, he wanted me directly to move from Germany and move to Sweden, in Stockholm then. And I was like, no, I cannot, My daughter was then young. She's German. I want her to stay close to her dad, because it's good. A child needs both mom and dad. So I always think it's not fair when you move away your child from one of the parent and far, far away, that the child cannot see the dad or the mom. If it's possible, if there is no, if the child is safe, it's okay to let the child have contacts with the other parent, both the mom and dad. A child needs both mom and dad. That's my belief. And so for myself, I did not agree to move to Sweden then, because my daughter was still young. I think when I moved to Sweden, then my daughter was mature and grown up, But anyway, I was saying no, because I also was thinking, no, what if I move there and things don't work well? I've already moved not alone with my daughter and stuff. So I decided, no, I better stick here, because I'd already seen the first didn't work well. And yes, so with the second one, later on, those who follow my story, you know what happened. I moved. Then it's me again who left with the second one because of being fooled. With the first one, it was not being fooled. It was just fear of my life, more or less. With the second one, it's about cheating that I had to leave, after 10 years. And then I stayed again alone, because I was again, oh my God, now two men in my life, I was starting like to feel I'm a bad woman. I was starting to feel, oh, I'm not that good, because two men already in my life. Wait a minute. So I was again wanted to be alone. So whenever I noticed somebody was approaching me, I really used to push it away, to push it away. And I said no to many guys. I did. And the reason, because I was afraid. Now it's again number second one, So with my husband now that I have for many years, it took us a while until I agreed into it, until I said yes. It took a while because I was thinking, oh my God, the first one, the second one, now I'm in the third one. Oh no, So I do remember this when you said you don't want to put your finger where it was bitten before, because I was like that. But I thank God that now with the husband that I have, I'm happy. I hope he's happy too. I think he is. And we tried to talk all these things because he himself, he went also through the same with women. He also had relationships before me. So we both are the same because he went through that, I went through that. And it's like, okay, we can start again. No fooling each other. Let's see. Anyway, the song continues to say, I can't put back my finger where it was bitten. I've read there that I've read that. The song says, now the man is talking and telling the lady, come and see that I'm not lying to you. As we say in Kikuyu. Let's go. You see, I can't lie to you. The man is saying, please, come. Let's see, give me the chance. I'm not lying. I'm not like the other men that did that to you. I will not lie to you. I will not fool you. These words we've heard. I've heard that as well. And the lady is replying after she's told that. What does the lady say? She says, I don't want, because too many have lied to me. They've taken me around. They have used me, and then they have dumped me. I think for those who've ever gone through that, they know what I'm talking about. That when people play with your feelings, it hurts. When people play with your time, it hurts, because when you spend this and this time with somebody, and then you realize the person is just have been fooling you, that really hurts. It takes time to heal. It takes time to trust again. It takes time even to think about being in a new relationship or having a new partner. Some people are scared. I used to be scared. Maybe they are listening to me too. You've gone through that and you know what I'm talking about. That is not easy. But we all know that many of us have gone through that. For those who've never gone through that, and you have your partner that you started with, I clap for you. And may God continue to protect your relationships, your marriages. May God look upon it. Because those of us who've ever gone through these separations and divorces, it's not easy. I mean, for feelings, for insight, it's not easy. I'm not talking about, there are some people who think, oh, but I can divorce, oh, I can separate, oh, to get the wealth. No, no money, no wealth in the world can pay the feelings of the hurt. Nothing in this world. So even you're hurt in your heart, it will take time to heal. Just like this lady is saying that she used to be used, taken around, and then dumped. So if you're there and you're used to doing this, please don't. Do not use your partners. Do not just use them and dump them. It's wrong. Let's continue on with the song. The song says, this is the man now saying, trust me, I am not like those ones. I know the meaning of love. Oh, these men really know how to sweet talk. He's saying, if you accept me, I will never fool you or lie to you. Trust me, and you'll know that I know how to love. Oh my God. There you are. I think for us women, because it's believed that women could be a little bit weaker, that we can be fooled easily. I believe that too. Because can you imagine? There you are. You've been hurt. You even don't want to really be in a new relationship because you're scared that the next one will come and hurt your feelings. And there is a man coming saying, please trust me. I am not like those ones who are used to lying and fooling. I am faithful. I'm trustworthy. Can you imagine that man is telling you, I know the meaning of love. I know how to love. And then he's also saying, if you accept me, I will never fool or lie to you. Listen, this is the man telling the lady because he knows what he wants, right? He's saying, trust me, I know, and I will let you know what is to love a woman. You know, with these sweet words, it's high likely, I can bet that is high likely 99.99% of women will fall into it. I'm 100% sure that 99.99% women will be tricked on this one, because so sweet words, who don't want to hear sweet words, who don't want these lovely words? Of course, everybody. But this lady is playing a little bit tough. Let's see what she's saying. She's saying, the one that said that all men are like siblings, that men are like from the same mother and father. She's saying there's a saying that says like that, all the men are like siblings. I believe that that person is right, because I have witnessed it. That means she's not only been tricked by one or two, by many. Many men have tricked her. She's gone through that with many men, and that's why she's saying all men are like siblings. So it means if one man can cheat, all of them can cheat. But I know that men will also tell me, yeah, but women cheat as well. Hey, now I'm talking because I'm a woman. I'm talking about when it comes to cheating, which percent cheats more? The men percent or the women? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Let me see. The song is quite an amazing duet between the two. Let me try and guess. Continue to listen and then you'll guess. It's a very interesting one. Real TBT. Continue listening. When you get to know it, wow, I'll be happy. Because it's high time we start to see which people, our Kikuyu people, also knows English. Just kidding. Yes. But the song says that the woman is saying, Arome neta anyina omwe. They are like siblings. It means a lot of men cheats. She's also saying, you all men, you all start nicely. The beginning is always magical. But when you are given our hearts, we ladies, we women, when we give you our hearts, you lose the network. This is such an amazing song. The lady is actually clever. There you are, especially our youths. I can advise you because I fell into that trap when I was young. So I will advise you, the youths. Please, our girls, the youths, girls. I will talk on girls because we girls are the ones who gets pregnant. The boys don't get pregnant. They just hit and some run. They hit and run and you are left there. You're the one suffering. You're the one to know. You're the one to be a single parent. And especially in my country, like country Kenya, there are so many men that made women pregnant and they ran away. They never took any responsibility. A lot of Kenyan mothers are singles. It's not because they never wanted partners. It's because things didn't work well. The men just left. They don't care. They've never cared what that child is eating, where that child is living, what that child is dressing. They just don't care. You know, it's like they leave all the responsibilities to the mothers. I thank God, like here in the Western countries, it's almost impossible because the government will come for you. If the mother go and say, he made me pregnant, he don't want to take responsibility, you'll be forced to do a DNA. A DNA will be forced on you and it will be found. If you are the father, you have to take the responsibility. There is no way that you can, here in the Western countries, here I live in Sweden, I used to live in Germany, it's mission impossible. They will hunt and they will get you. No deadbeat daddies. And if they are here, maybe the woman don't remember your names or don't know where you. I don't know, but it's almost impossible to be a deadbeat dad in the Western countries. But in my country, Kenya, a men know very well that that is my child. Even they look like duplicate, copy. You can see directly that that's the child of that man. But they don't care. They say, no, it's not my child. What a shame. So this song is trying to tell us, especially us ladies, to be careful. Don't listen to sugarcoating stories. Be wise. Maybe for me, for example, I was lucky in a way because my child, even if I was so young, her father was German, and I was then in Germany. So there is no way that someone could have said, no, it's not my child or this and that. No. Actually, the father of my daughter, he was very happy when he learned that I was pregnant. I was scared because I thought I was still very young, but he was very, very happy. He wanted the child, but there are so many deadbeats dads out there. The moment they hear a woman is pregnant, they run for their lives. They even change cities. They move away. But the ones who are very arrogant is like in my country, in Kenya, it could be a neighbor. It could be somebody you see every day. But the person is pretending that he is not the father, which is such a shame. How I pray that one day it will come that the Kenyan government will go very hard on deadbeat dads, that they will get them, that they will tell them, hey, listen, even if the kids are grown-ups, if they find out that you are the father and you've ignored that child, you are forced to pay for 18 good years. That's what happens in the Western countries. All the years that maybe you've been hiding, you've been, fooling around, all those years, you are forced to pay. How? They will find your place of work. The money will be withdrawn by force from your account. Before you receive your salary, the money is going to your child. That's the way I think it should work also in Kenya. To make sure all these deadbeat dads are gone, are done. To make sure that no more using the women. Because a child needs both the parents. A child responsibility is not only for one parent, it's for both the parents. I thank God, like for example, here in the Western countries, even after separation or divorce, it's your responsibility. You both, you have to take the responsibility of that child. Both of you. If you're working, you have to make sure that you pay the part with the government. The government, for example, in Sweden or Germany, they've set up an amount which the parent who is working must pay for that child. Because we know life is very expensive. The government gives a little money, just a little bit, but you as the parent, you also have to give something. And especially if the mother is not working, you even have to pay more. But if the mother is working, for example, or one of the parent, it's certain amount as well. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. The song says, if you would know the space I have kept, if you would know the space I have kept you in my heart. This is the man still trying to persuade this woman that he really has her in the heart. He's really talking and trying to persuade her that he can fall into it. He says, if you follow me, I will introduce you to my parents. Oh my God. This thing about introduce you to my parents, it's such a big thing, especially in the African countries, like in my country, Kenya. When a man introduces you to his parents, it's a big thing. It's not like here in the Western countries. In the Western countries, even when you've known somebody for one day, like a boyfriend, he will take you to his parents, to the grandparents, they don't take such things such serious. Like it's a big thing to meet parents. But I know in my African culture, like for example in Kenya, when you take your partner to your parents, it's a huge thing. I do remember, like myself, when I took then my first boyfriend to Kenya, those years when I was young. And when I took him then, I do remember how I was first afraid, oh my God, what's gonna my parents say and stuff like that. So I actually even didn't say that in advance that I'm coming. I just showed up with him because I knew if I tell, they will invite the whole village. You know, in my village in Luakabete, they will invite thousands of people. That's the way the parents take that big thing. And by then, it was boyfriend, girlfriend, you know. But for parents in Africa, especially for us ladies, when you take somebody, it's like, that's the person who is gonna be with you for the rest of their life and stuff. It was big thing, you know. But for me, for my first boyfriend to take me to his parents, it was not a big thing. You know, it was in Germany. We even hadn't known each other so long time. He took me to his parents, and it was not such a big story. It isn't for the Europeans. It's not a big deal. But for the Africans, when someone tell you, "I'll take you to my parents," it's a big thing, very big thing. So this guy is really telling this lady, if you accept me, I'll take you to my parents. And I know, for example, for us Kenyan women who are still, for example, living in Kenya, when you hear that a man want to take you to his parents, you believe 100% that that's the man for your life. When he's taking you to the parents, whoa, you know, it is like, oh yes, now I'm accepted. Because when the man go and says, this is the woman I want for my life to his parents, then the woman is like accepted there. You know, it's a belief more or less. Anyway, the song continues to say, now the lady is replying after she's been promised all these and she'll be taken to the parents and stuff like this. The lady is replying and saying, you have very good points and you're saying them nicely, but I still have so much pain in my heart due to what I went through. This is a very clever lady. You know, she's not giving it in. She's not giving in. She's telling him, listen, all those points you're telling me, that I'm the only one in your heart, that you'll take me to your parents, that you'll show me the real love. All these things, they are very sweet to hear. They are very nice words. You're saying them nicely, but I still have a lot of pain in my heart for what I went through. She's a tough lady. So this song is telling us, please, for us ladies, it's good to be tough sometimes so that you don't fall quickly. And we know very well that when you give in easily, some men will take advantage of you. Some men will think, she's cheap. I can tell her this and that and she just buy it. She just believe in it directly, you know. So it's good to be a little bit stubborn in a way, because this lady is saying, I even promised myself never to fall in love again. I've been there, as I said, as I told my story at the beginning of this show, that when my first relationship went apart, I had promised myself, oh my God, never again, that I want now to have any other men. And for me, because I had never then dated any Black or African men up to today, I've never done it. I thought for a second, oh my God, if the Wazungus, if the white men are like this, maybe I should try to have a black man, a Kenyan man, an African man. But I didn't know any. But then I had some friends, some African friends in Germany, in Düsseldorf, and they, when we spoke, they could tell me, oh, African men, they're even more worse they even do more worse things. And I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. So I better wait. So that's how I pushed it until I got my second one, who was also a Mzungu. And now I have my third one, who is also a Mzungu. But I do remember that there was that time I'd promised myself, never again I will fall into a relationship or fall in love with somebody, you know, when the first relationship didn't work well. So just like this lady is saying that she had promised herself never to fall in love again. I know you've been there or you're still there, but I can encourage you and tell you, please, there are good men out there as well. We cannot blame everybody just because of the mistake of one or two. Because, like for me, as I've said, I'm now in my third relationship in my life. I'm 50 years old, okay? And I can encourage you and tell you, if your relationship didn't work well, first one or second one, or that or even fourth one maybe, do not give up. Just be careful. Be careful that when you're selecting the next one, that you'll sit down and have some discussions, that you'll sit down and agree on some things, so that the first things, the first mistakes, what went through on the first relationship or second relationship or the third won't repeat itself. You have to make sure that you are on the safe side. You have to make sure that the relationship which you are planning to have will make you happy and this new partner. You have to make sure you talk things openly. You have to make sure that you have to know what you want. You have to plan yourself and say, okay, with my first relationship, it didn't work well because of this and that. My second relationship did not work well because of this and that, or whichever relationship you've had. You have to sit down and write somewhere. And then you say to yourself, okay, if I'll get into another relationship, this and these things I have to check. These and these things have to be in order. For example, I can give an example of myself. I like to always tell a story of myself. With my first relationship, I was a young girl. That even don't count so much. But with my second relationship, I do remember that, and that time I was in Germany and I used to work a lot because I had my plan was to assist my family back home in Kenya, which I used to do a lot. So I used to work a lot, okay? And my partner that I had, who was a Swedish but living in Germany, he didn't like it that I always used to use my money, not his money, not a single coin from him, my money. I used to use my money to help my family back home in Kenya. And he never liked that. He always used to complain. Why you're sending money to Africa all the times? Why? Hey. And it's my money. And I used to wonder, wait a minute. I'm not borrowing you even a coin. It's me. It's me working and using my money how I want. And I never used to ask him for his money. We used to pay bills together. But then he has his extra money. I have my extra money and I do what I want with my money, and him too. But he never liked that. And this thing, I can tell you, I'm not the only African who go through this. A lot of Africans, there are things they don't tell you. A lot of Africans who are intermarried, they have the Europeans or the diaspora people. They go through such situations. For me, it was very crazy because I used to think, wait a minute, what's the problem? If I go and buy properties in my country, Kenya, it's my properties because it's me who've worked, it's me who've saved, it's me who is, and for him, when he want to buy his own properties, I'm not saying no. He can do what he wants and I do what I want. And this thing he didn't want it. So you have to always to be careful, because those are things that I learned. Those are things that later on, before I got into my third relationship, which I am still today, there are things that I talked about with my partner, that this is the way I do my things, So before even we married, we agreed to sign, Actes Corp Farod, we call it in Sweden. Like, you have your properties, my husband have his properties, everybody has own things. If I want to go and buy whatever in Kenya, that's up to me. If I want to go buy whatever, that's up to me. Him as well, here in Sweden, it's we have nothing to do together apart from paying our bills. That's it. So those are some of the things I think someone should look. If your relationship before went wrong because of such stuff, when you get yourself into the new relationship, make sure you talk about it. Make sure you've noticed it. Make sure you've planned all those things, so that all these kind of discussions won't come, so that you can have a happy marriage, so that you can have a nice relationship without stress. A relationship that you and your partner, you are able to navigate things around because there's nothing to fight about. Let's continue on with the song. The song says that I even promised myself never to fall in love again. I've read that. Then the song says on, I decided to leave love alone because it belongs to certain people. This one, this lady must have been hurt so much that she even says, you know what? Love don't belong to me. It belongs to some people. But I would like us to remove this mentality on the last sentence, because I do remember there was a time I also used to think that way. Just because I had two relationships before, I used to think, oh my God, maybe love is not for me. Maybe to be in a relationship is nothing that God has planned for me. Maybe there was a time that I used to think that way as well, that love is for certain people. It's wrong thinking, because not everybody is bad. Not every woman is bad. Not every man is bad. But we have to be careful. We have to make sure that even if somebody then cheats on you, your life will continue more or less. Because there are some people, after there is separation, they lose so much. They can't live on with their lives how they were living before. That after separation, maybe it's someone who never worked, relying on your partner. So after the separation, you're standing there. You have no income. Maybe you're the one to move out. You have no place to go and live. You have, your life will crumble. You will fall into depression. So it's high time, for example, in a relationship, make sure both of you are working. Some people can say, oh, but I have 2, 3, 4 kids. I can tell you one thing. To have kids doesn't mean that you cannot work. For example, here in the Western countries, we start like nursery school and doggies when the kids are very young. We know that, for example, in my country, Kenya, the kids start nursery school. Those years when I was growing up, we used to go when you're 3 years, 4 years, you start to go to nursery school or something like that. But I think nowadays, because we have internet, I think for many mothers, if they are not able to get out there because maybe they have very young kids, they can start to do stuff on internet. If someone has a phone, has internet, you can try to earn money through internet, for example, when you're still home, when you're still taking care of your infants, young kids, small kids at your homes. So that when you work and earn something, bring something on the table, and your partner as well, you make life more easier for both of you. You make life more easier for the kids. Because if things are not working and you have to go separate ways, it has to be that the economy, your economy, you as a woman or you as a man, both of you, that is still okay, that is still continuing. The separation will not make anything to do with the economy disrupt your lives. I think that's where a lot of people should think about as well. Because there is never a guarantee that a partner will not cheat. There is never a guarantee. There is never a guarantee that your partner will remain faithful for the rest of his or her life. There is no guarantee. We only can hope and pray for. That's why I say prayers is also good, because it's good to pray as well. When your partner is going out of the door, say, please, God, take care of him, take care of her. That whoever he or she will meet out there will not be a person tempting him or her. That she will come back home safely, he will come back home safely without having cheated. Some people can laugh and think, do you pray also for that? Yes, why not? God hears prayers, but it's also good when in a relationship not to cheat. Because even in God's commandment, we are told cheating is bad. Fooling around with someone's husband or someone's wife is wrong. I think, as I always say, that fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It's good always to remember that if someone is approaching you, if you are there, you are single, if someone approach you, I think it's good to ask, are you single? Are you alone? A lot of people would lie. But on that one, when someone lies, it's not your fault. You can find out later. But don't wait too much. You can somehow find out if that person is single or a partner. But it's good to try not to date partners of other people, because it's wrong. As I always say, these beautiful songs, they're always amazing. These songs are always interesting. And this song, which is a love song, let me see if real TBT was able to guess. Well, this beautiful song, it's called Dirakohenia. I'm not cheating you. It's by Shirobugus and Gekada Understanding. Let me repeat. The song is called Dirakohenia in English. I'm not lying to you. It's by Shirobugus, very talented lady, and also Gekanda Understanding, also very talented man. They make lovely songs. So if you've never listened to that song, please go listen to it. It's a nice song, so that also you are careful, when you're getting yourself into a relationship, that you will not just be easily be swimmed away with sweet words, that there are things also to consider, that there are things you should talk about with that one who is approaching you, that he or she got to know, that you've already experienced 1, 2, 3 things, that you are someone who don't want to be played with, someone who wants someone serious, not a player, that someone has to respect you. You have to sit and tell the person, hey, you know what? I don't want someone who cheats around, because I also care for my health. There are a lot of people who are very careless, just going around cheating everywhere. They can bring diseases to you. They can bring and it's something you should be very strict and warn your partners. Tell them, just like I tell my husband, hey, if you go out there fooling with other women and you bring diseases for me, I can. Let me see. Wow, tough one. Thought it's John Jagge and Joyce. Indeed, it's a nice song. No, it is, as I said, Dirakohenia by Shirobugus and Gekada Understanding. It's an amazing song. Listen to it after this. It's very nice. You like it. Yes. As I have said, be the one who is telling your partner, you know what? Don't go fooling around. Don't play with my life. Because the partners who goes around cheating, they are playing with your life. The partners who goes around kissing other people, they're out there. They can come and bring you stuff, hepas and everything. Be strict. Tell them, listen, I'm not doing it, and you also not gonna do it. Make sure that your partners knows that you're not that kind of person just to be fooled and lied to anyhowly. Make sure that your partners knows that they cannot just go there and say, oh, I was drunk. That's why I did what I did. Alcohol is not an excuse of cheating. Alcohol is not an excuse to come and say, you know what? I didn't know what I was doing. That's why I went behind your back and slept with I don't know who. That's why I kissed that one. That's why you have to be, nowadays, hey, we are in 2025. Talk up. Talk with your partners so that they can know you're not the kind of women to be played with. You're not the kind of men. Also, there are women who cheat as well. You as a man, stand up and tell your woman, you know what? You're not gonna go cheat around, because my health comes first. No money in the world can pay for any when someone is sick. We know all these sexual diseases. It's something that it should be taken very serious. Make sure that when you're getting your partner, that partner knows what he or she is getting himself or herself to. So that if that person goes around and cheats, they know what they're going to get. What can I say? It's always fun to scrutinize and analyze these songs. So today was a love song, Mugidi song. As I said, I always scrutinize gospel songs, political songs, and especially my Kenyan political song because I'm from Kenya, and also Mogidi party songs. And this song was a love song. That's what I always do here. A hard boy Msani. Thank you, hard boy. You're coming just as we are winding up. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much. Like your advice. Continue. You're doing great job. Thank you, hard boy Msani. Nice to see you. Long time. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you can repeat and watch or what you're talking about. As I have said, it's good always to be faithful to your partner. Make sure you don't cheat. Make sure to stay truthful to your partners. What can I say? Thank you so much for those who came. And yes, TBT, Hadbo Msani, I really appreciate. And for those who are at the back, I really appreciate as well. And I'll be back again on Monday, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenyan time. I always go live from Monday to Thursday. And tomorrow is Friday. I'm not coming live, but and then it's weekend. So I wish you all a nice day tomorrow and then a nice weekend. And we catch up again on Monday at the same time. Thank you. Stay blessed and bye-bye.